What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Josh's Comics. And this weekend, a continuation of three Comic Cons back to back. The first one being Philadelphia Comic Con. Last Sunday was King Kong. Well, this past Sunday, the South Jersey Comic Con in Swedesboro, New Jersey, hosted by Frankenstein Comics, returned, and it was another great show. I got some great books and some great deals, I would think. But before we take a look at the haul, let's go ahead and take a look of some of the footage, a quick walk around, and we'll be back.
True story. Everybody wants success. Success has been fathers. Failures and orphans.
Everybody's going to be happy they were in before the price of a barrel of oil came down to $200. Yeah, I had to take them dumping in Wall
There's more in the fives. What's up?
Here's what? Yes,
with everything else. You don't want anybody to miss the change. What's that?
New England colony in the 1700s, and it's actually interesting. It's only got one book out so far, so jury's still out. But everybody on the internet is like,
She'll get me on the way out.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back, guys. So as you saw, same setup as usual in the Holiday Inn in Swedesboro, New Jersey, from Frankenstein Comics. Always a good show, in my opinion. You can find some good deals there, some good vendors as well. There's some new vendors, I believe, from last time. The last show, I think, was middle of last year, if I'm not mistaken, because we didn't do the one in November towards the end, or October when it was supposed to happen. But anyway, yeah, it was a good time, and I picked up some great books. Um, some variants and a few little keys to knock out some small runs. But before we get into the haul, do me a favor, hit that like button and please subscribe if you haven't already. Greatly helps out the channel. Follow me on Josh's Comics 01 on Instagram as well. I'm very active in there. And yeah, let's get into it. So this first book, this is just great. This is Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, issue number 10 of 10. And this is the David Finch variant. And the reason why I picked this up is because David will be at Terrificon, and I thought this would be a great book to get him to sign. I love this cover right here by him. So I was actually going to probably buy this online, but I found that a seller was selling some of the newer books, so yeah. Hopefully Adam Hughes shows up at Terrificon this year as well, because I got the Catwoman variant from issue number 10 as well that Adam did. We'll love to get that signed. Another book that I'm thinking about getting signed in the future. This is Batman versus Robin number 1, and this is a Joshua Middleton variant featuring Zatanna. You know me and my books, and you're gonna see that a lot this year, probably leading up to Terrificon in Baltimore. Signatures on books that I want and covers that I love by artists. So you're gonna probably see a lot of that in future haul videos. And I'm gonna be putting a box together, I think, for signings and signatures for each event. Probably do a video on that eventually, but this is a good one. This is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, issue number 1 variant. I think it was like 25 of them. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Luca Paroli, if I pronounce his name right. He actually is a phenomenal artist, as you can tell from the Poison Ivy cover here as well. But yeah, I saw that. I said, why not? This next bundle was pretty great. 5 books bundled in for $20, but it was half off. Some of the like issues 4 and 5 have a few ticks on them, but they're not the ones you want. Technically, you want issue number 1. I'm gonna read this, and issue 1's minty. This is cool because I'm a big horror fan. This is Jeepers Creepers, the 1 through 5 miniseries through Dynamite Comics, and this actually has a little bit of a nice price tag on it. And the reason for that is because this is the first origin appearance that continues from the films and gives you the origin story behind the creeper, but it's also his first ever appearance in comics. Probably a lower print run. Issue number 1, like I said, I mean issue 1 is minty. Um, you have issue number 2, which I also think is pretty minty. And these do have variant covers to these, but none of the variants are in here. Um, yeah, issue number 3 has like two little baby ticks on it. Issue number 4 got one big one and a little baby tick, and the price stickers, like I said, $4, $3 a book, and I think what did he have on issue 1? Yeah, he didn't have a price sticker on 1, and he doesn't have one on 5. But same thing, 5's got a little bit of loving on it, a couple spine ticks. Great covers though. But like I said, issue 1 is the one you want. You don't see these too often. I did find a set at the Captain Blue Hen flea market sale. Somebody was selling the full bundle, I think for like $50, $60. And like I said, the guy had this for $20. Everything was half off, so it ended up being $10 for all 5 books. I said, why not? And like I said, issue 1 though is pretty minty, so I was pretty happy with that deal. So kind of excited to read it a little bit too. Now, Absolute Batman has taken over ever since it's come out. And every Comic Con that I've been to since Absolute Batman has game seen, you see it on the walls, you see it in the key bins. Um, Fear of missing out is a big thing in the community. A lot of people, including myself, uh, shoot myself in the foot because I remember when Absolute Batman was announced, I wasn't too big on the artwork. I didn't like the style too much, but it's kind of won me over. And I had my thought was like, yeah, man, I should go and buy a couple copies of Absolute Batman #1 just in case. And I didn't, and I've learned from that. So from now on, whenever I think a big books might get hot, I'm gonna do it. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it because I want to make a lot of money off of it, but if I could have a copy myself and have a couple of other copies to trade toward bigger books because people want them, which I've seen people been doing lately, I'm fine with that. However, this other seller who I forget the name, but if you ever been to the Streetsboro Comic Con, New Jersey, Comic Con, as soon as you go into the doors, you make a left. He's right there in the corner, and then Frankenstein's on the wall. Well, the guy right there on the left always has some great deals, and he had a lot of Absolute Batman, and he had a couple issues of #1 first print. Didn't pick those up because those were, the hype. He priced them accordingly. But some of these keys, I think he underpriced a little bit. So this is a good one. This is Absolute Batman. Arc M, which is the special, and yeah, this is great. #1. Um, so this is the origin of Arkham, which is the uh, absolute version of Arkham in the Absolute Universe. Deathstroke has a cameo appearance, a picture of him, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the cameo appearance of the Man Bat Biodome, which will play a part, I think, later in the series. I expect Man Bat to totally be introduced. So yeah, I thought this was a good thing. He only had a $10 sticker on it. This book is going for like 15, $20. I thought that was a pretty good pickup. This next one, I had to get this. Issue number 13 of Absolute Batman, and this is the Jenny Fizen variant cover. She did. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get this signed. I am not the biggest fan of her helmet design. But I do know there's a couple of variants without her helmet. And the crazy part about Absolute Batman is like what they do to some of the rogues, the villains like Oswald Cobblepot, Waylon Jones, who's Killer Croc, etc., etc. They mess them up. I've seen the inside. Well, let me phrase that. I better say I've seen the inside of Absolute Catwoman. That's bad. I have seen the inside of some panels of Absolute Batman, and him and Selena, man, whew, they get it on, and she is the absolute bombshell. And I don't know why. I have a feeling they're gonna like Scott Snyder's gonna do something to her in the run where he's gonna disfigure her or do something. But anyway, as of right now, she is smoking, and she will get her own run later this year. I think in April they're releasing. It's a 5-issue series, so yeah, I picked that up. That was only $5 too. Oh, by the way, it is the introduction of Catwoman in her full costume, and it's also the introduction of Harley Quinn in full. I'm guessing that means her appearance. But this is also another issue that is the introduction of Harley in full, and that's Absolute Batman number 14. Also, the conclusion of Bane and Absolute Batman. He was a menace, and yeah. And if you can see Killer Croc, Waylon Jones is on here fighting, helping Batman. I'm not gonna get into too much, but a lot of the rogues were friends of Bruce's, and in this universe, Bruce is not a billionaire playboy. He doesn't have all that money and all that. So it's an interesting take. But yeah, this is like I said, also I think full introduction of Harley. Only $5 for this one. If I didn't, $5 for the Absolute Catwoman, and then this one I grabbed because technically this is the first cover appearance, I believe, of Absolute Harley Quinn, issue number 14. Derek Shaw variant, and this is only $5 as well. So I essentially paid what $25 for 4 copies of great books from the Absolute Batman run. So that lets you guys know that there are great deals to be found out there in the wild still, and even at Comic Cons you can find them. Now you go up to bigger cons, you're probably not going to get much of a good deal, but I was happy to pick those up. Will it stay in the PC? Like I said, the Jenny cover absolutely will. I'll get that signed. Don't know about the other ones. Maybe I'll probably end up looking to maybe trade them or something like that towards some bigger books. We'll see. Maybe I can retire. Not sure. Um, the last 3 books I picked up from Bill, aka Frankenstein Comics, who put this whole show on, and he does something good. He has a bunch of 2 full tables of $25 books and up. Then he does $10 only books, and in the $10 stuff, even in the $25 stuff, you get good deals. But the $10 stuff, guys, you can find some good stuff in there. This is a book I've been wanting for a couple of years, and I was happy to see it. And it's a great key when you find out what it is. And this is Strange Love Adventures, issue number 1. I think it's from 2021. But this is actually a cool key. So this is the first appearance of Eagly from the Peacemaker series. He makes his first official comic appearance in here. I love Eagly. Potentially would like to own a pet eagle myself one day and call him Eagly. We'll have to see if I can pull that off. Doubt it'll happen. But I love Eagly in the shows, man, and I really want James Gunn to do Eagly. We know Crypto obviously is around. Give me Ace the Bat Hound with Raven the Bold and like do a Justice League movie and maybe have the dogs and Eagly working together with a team. I just give me something, man. I would love that. If anybody could do it, it's James Gunn. So great $10 pickup there. This next book, I do think I have a copy. I'm not 100% sure, but if I do have a copy, then I'm going to get both signed and do one for a giveaway. Terrificon, which, like I said, I'm going to be mentioning that probably a lot throughout my videos leading up to the event. Signings are going down. Terry Donson has been announced to be there, and I'm going to get quite a few books signed from him, mostly my Harley Quinns from Volume 1. But Terry has done some good variants lately, and this is from the 30th anniversary special of Harley Quinn #1. Probably like 10 to 15 variants, if I think, and I think this is a real great cover. Like I said, if I do have another one of these, which I think it's probably likely, but I picked it up just because for the $10 price point. But I'll definitely get both signed and probably do one for a giveaway. Um, so I look forward to getting that signed by Terry at Terrificon later this year. The last book I picked up was On the Wall. And kind of a trend here with Harley Quinn, isn't it? This is almost like the Harley Quinn episode of Josh's Comics. And this completes an issue. It's a 5-issue run, and it's the only one I needed. And the funny thing is, last year when I went to Frankenstein Comics, he had a $10 books out, and I picked up 3 out of the 5, and then I picked up issue number 4 somewhere along the line. But this is the priciest one, I think, out of all 5 covers. So you essentially have Barbara Gordon, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Renee Matana, and I'm trying to think, man. Who's the 5th one? I have to come back on that. I'm sure you guys could let me know in the comments down below. You probably know the series, but this is cool, and I love this cover. And this is Gotham Girls issue number 305, and it is the Harley Quinn variant. Check that out. Um, Shane Gillings cover, if I pronounce that last name right. So that is awesome. I completed that. Um, so yeah, sorry about hitting the mic. So yeah, that's great pickup. He had a sticker price of 50 on it, and he gave it to me for 40. I thought that was a great deal. I mean, this thing's minty, so I said, yeah, why not? Thought that was a great pickup, a great add to the collection, and it seems like Harley's been a bit of a focus lately. I wouldn't say she's a focus. It's just that kind of like whatever, man. Like I go to a con and like I see good deals on characters I like or variants. Why not? So yeah, that is it, guys, for the South Jersey Comic Con in Swedesboro, New Jersey. I know we're gonna probably have another event later this year. It's always a fun time. Had some fun with 360 Comics in the line waiting to open up and talking to him, and moving forward, we'll have to see what happens next. I would say the next con was going to be, uh, no, not South Jersey. What is it? Man, a Super Jersey Comic Con was supposed to happen. Not going to happen this year, but they're doing an event rolling over in August. So technically, I do not have another Comic Con except for the Philadelphia Comic Con that happens in June 14th. I may be going to Heroes Con, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year. I need to really plan that one out. But Terrificon in Baltimore are definitely a lock. So I think I may be going up for the 3 Men in a Basement Comic Swamp. I'll have to see if I can make that happen. I think it's doable. I think that's in May, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we'll do that. Uh, but just gonna go to local deals and sales. Flea markets are getting the weather's starting a little bit nicer, so for some flea market sales. I'm gonna have a few videos coming out in the next couple of weeks. I picked up some original art in February, so that'll be cool. And then just some omnibus and absolute editions. We're gonna get back into that. And yeah, so until next time, guys. Oh, also, if you made it this far and you like listening to me ramble on, which most people probably don't, hit that like button and please subscribe. Like I said, it helps out the channel and I would greatly appreciate it. And just trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the haul. That was some great books, man. There's some great stuff to look forward to getting signed later in the year and some fun stuff. So, anyway, guys, until next time, stay safe, take care of each other, and as always, we will see you in the next episode of Josh's Comics.